That's racist. Saying you're a football player. It's in your blood.
That's racist.
Your soul.
That's racist.
Your eyes.
That's gay.
That's homophobic.
That's black.
That's racist.
What's up, everybody? This is Rippaverse News, Reviews, and Theories. I'm Darkish, and I'm joined with Quirky Cookie. Cookie, what's up?
Yo, what up?
Oh, nothing. Just, same old, same. Oh, shit. I can hear myself. I don't like that. Yeah. So, the debate for the day, and this is going to be just a little debate to start off with two characters we know nothing about. Isom versus Yaira. All right, who you got, Cookie?
I don't know. Just give me who. Because I'm very confused about both of them. Okay, we literally, like 5 minutes ago, we had the conversation, and literally like 2 hours before that, we had the mind-boggling conversation of, I'm still trying to figure out if Yaira's a good guy or a bad guy or somewhere in the middle of it. I am just confused and concerned for literally everybody and everything at this point.
All right. So we got no clue what their powers are. We got theories. Isom's probably super strength or gravity or
A game theory.
flight, running. Now don't do that. I gotta pay him. No.
It's fine.
So, but we don't know anything about them, and we're just guessing right now. So Isom is your pretty much standard. Well, we can assume he's your standard superhero. He might have Captain America level strength. He might have Superman level strength. We don't know. I think his powers are based in gravity because of all the promo art with the rocks flying next to him. What's up, Laura? But yeah. And Yaira is either Captain Marvel or what's up?
Okay,
Red?
we talking Captain Marvel before or after she started drinking?
I'm gonna say. Have you seen the Marvels preview? Before we get into this, have you seen the Marvels preview?
I don't want to talk about it.
I'm worried about.
I don't want to talk about it because
I'm worried about Brie
listen,
Larson.
you know the OG Ms. Marvel's very, very close to my chest. Okay.
Yes, yeah. But I'm leaning more towards her having like elemental powers than say, Super Saiyan Carol Danvers.
That's terrifying. With or without binary?
Well, I'd say without binary. It's probably
Okay.
like if it's Captain Marvel powers, it's probably Miss Marvel like top. I would say that with the blue energy.
I mean, she still would be a badass, absolutely. But I almost feel like there's a little bit of like,
Yeah, that's
I'd almost
quirky.
say there's. Hi. I almost feel like there's probably a little bit of like, I don't want to say psychic, but like maybe almost what everybody thinks Wanda, quote unquote, has.
Okay.
Because she's got a lot of floaty stuff in her stuff too, right? Yeah. And she's very glowy.
Right.
She almost has this like unearthly glow about her, which is one of the things that confuses the hell out of me. Makes me want to know if she's a good guy, a bad guy, or maybe somewhere in between. I would super be down for just like a girl badass Wade Wilson that looks like Ms. Marvel. Just absolute chaos of a character. Please, okay. Thank you. I'm down, and I don't want it to be Gwen.
Oh yeah, no. It's
I don't want it to be Gwen Stacy.
It's definitely. I mean, she's already got powers, so she's not Gwen Stacy. We're not gonna call Spider Gwen Stacy. Okay.
I can't stand the Gwenverse. Okay. It's literally
Like-
just giving me a headache.
Like regular Gwen is the only one that counts, and she died. The clones, none of them count.
Honestly, it's probably for the best that she did die, because legitimately, like, I'd just be sad for her right now.
Alright, so, knowing nothing about these characters, we're just trying to debate them here to see who would win a fight. Because we'll probably find out in the first issue, so we only get this one chance to debate it before the issue comes out. So if they actually fight like what's on the cover, which would be amazing, because you don't see that anymore, where what's happening in the comic happens on the cover, right? That's why cover B is my favorite, is because you just don't see that kind of cover anymore. I love cover C too, but cover B is.
Cover B is beautiful. Leave it alone. It's the perfect child.
It reminds me of the old Silver Age books, where it would have a panel from the scene. It would have a panel that didn't happen. It was between panels. But
yeah.
But that was the cover. That's what the cover B reminds me of, and I love it. So
it reminds me a lot of God. Like you said, the old comics. I remember, and I don't remember who was it. You know what? It kind of almost reminds me of the OG Batman vs Superman. And like, I'm not a DC person, but that cover was beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, you got Superman coming up out of down out of the sky, just with his fist ready to beat the crap out of Batman.
Yeah. Definitely. So. But judging by the posters on Yara, she's got ice powers, or elemental at least.
Dude, I'd be down.
So, because there's like ice sparklies coming off her fingers in the poster. But again, the Isom art shows him levitating rocks. So he could be a telepath, or he could be gravity. It could just be like a Super Saiyan thing. I don't know, but
so the Hale and Boo are talking about, the covers that they got, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a hoarder, as you know.
Yeah.
I am a hoarder. I got 2 of them because I am just that person. And I ended up getting B so that I can keep it, cover B, so I can keep it nice and shiny and pretty and squished forever flat. And cover C to read, because I mean it's not as pretty. I'm gonna be a little fickle here. It's not as pretty.
Okay, so going off of what we know,
I told you this was not going to be a good debate. It's going to last 5 seconds.
No, it's a terrible debate because we don't know anything.
It's a terrible debate because it's me, and my mind is literally a wheel.
But we can also debate other things other than just a fight here. Okay.
Right.
So we can debate character design. We can debate what their powers might be.
There's literally nothing to debate. The character designs are gorgeous.
Yes. Yeah. 100%. I love the
like down to the tiny details. Like Isom has like the little cross on his lower abdomen, and it's one of those things where if you're just looking at him, it's like, oh yeah, he's really cool looking. He's really colorful. But then you see the cross, it's like, oh wait, what?
Yeah.
Hello?
So if you look at it, if you look at the cross, and somebody actually told me this. So if you look at the cross in different pictures, it's different colors.
Yeah.
There's a black one, a white one, and a gold one in 3 different pictures. And
I mean, and if it changes, awesome. If it's one of those things where it's like, I activate this power.
Yeah. I mean, so that could be really cool. I don't know what the color change has to do, but I'm looking for Easter eggs. That's what I've been doing, is trying to come up with anything. And like the best I came up with was the Grim Reaper, cloak guy, Dokuman. He I think he's like the collector, but that's and that death is going to be permanent. That's the best theory I've come up with for this whole thing because I don't have enough information. But we're going to get some information this month. So we're getting some stuff this month, some knowledge this month, or something about it. Because
I would honestly actually think it's kind of cool if Yaira has something like plasma.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not just like icy, right? It's very like windy, wispy. Yeah. It's not really sparkly. I mean, I literally don't even know what it could be. I mean, it's cool though. I love both of their designs. They're gorgeous. I'm still just perplexed as to whether she's a good guy or a bad guy, and I don't know what to think about it.
Yeah, I don't know because the art makes it look it's so drastically different for her. Like some of it, she looks like the friendliest person in the world, and then some of it,
all I know is that she's terrifying, and that's like all that matters.
Yeah.
She looked like somebody who's gonna kick your ass in 2 seconds, and she probably will. Just by default of, I mean.
So I'm thinking full on Amora crazy. Let's just go into this full on Amora crazy.
Wait, so are we talking Amora crazy? Like I saw him like freaking did her dirty, like ex-girlfriend, ex-wife gone cray cray.
Okay, this chick flies in wearing training clothes. She was at the gym when he comes back on the scene. Okay,
I know. That's what I'm saying. Though, are we thinking like she's full on like motherfucker? Listen, you broke my heart. And I'm gonna break your face.
Yeah, I'm saying full on Amora the Enchantress crazy. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Oh my god. Just friggin' motherfucker, I'm gonna make you pay for what you did to me 20 years ago.
Yeah. He retired, he moved to a little farm and
to get away from her.
Right. Okay, so that's the prime theory right there, why he gave up hero work. Because his ex is crazy. Okay?
Listen, I don't know if that's actually the story, but I would pay for an entire comic of just a dude trying to get away from his crazy ass ex. I would 100% pay big bucks just for a whole comic. Doesn't matter who the characters are, of just a dude constantly changing cities and towns to get away from his crazy ass ex. Be like, God, bitch, I just want a normal life.
So
with you not in it.
So let's see. Boorad thinks that Yara's powers have to do with bending light, and then
okay, so
Hell the Lore, thinks that she was purely good at one point, but went anti-hero. Okay. Yeah, I can see that. I don't think anti-hero though. I don't. I'm thinking full batshit crazy villain for the first arc, right? And then she becomes a hero later. That's why I'm going. I'm going with full Amora.
So if he's as good at writing as all of us are hoping.
Have you ever heard his music?
Yes.
Okay.
If he's as good at writing as all of us are hoping he is, as far as like the story goes, I would genuinely like to have kind of like a bait and switch.
Mm-hmm.
Where for the first, whatever, she comes off as the baddie, right?
Yeah.
And then as the story goes, suddenly you realize she's not the baddie, she's actually the goodie, and Isom is basically being pulled in different directions as to what is actually supposed to be. So basically, she thinks he's working for the bad guy. He thinks she's working for the bad guy. They're basically pitted against each other, and then they both are like, "Wait, you? Wait, but you? What, me? No, you! Wait a second."
All right. So running off this theory right here, then she's not the crazy ex. Okay. The crazy
I mean,
X.
she probably is. She looks like she's the crazy X.
The crazy X is Alpha Core Viper.
Yep. No, that's more legit. You're right. I'm going with that one.
Okay. Because Yaira is
Viper.
kind of a mixture between. I mean, like kind of seems like a mixture between. She seems like a mixture between Carol Danvers, Wonder Woman, and a couple of others. Amora, she's like a blue Amora. That's what I think.
Can I just tell you how happy I am that she's not wearing fucking red, white, and blue? Or red and blue and gold. She's wearing blue, sure, but I'm so over the color palette for half of these female characters that are badasses.
I mean,
make one of them bright freaking purple or neon green. I don't care.
I mean, Amora was neon fucking green, so
she was neon green, but also neon green is synonymous in almost every comic book anything as being the bad guy color, right?
Right. Okay. Yeah. So that's what I'm looking at, right? So green is 99% of the time it's a bad guy color. You got the Alpha Core who only wear green.
Okay? Right.
But
blues, reds are general. Well, with the exception of obviously Red Skull,
Mm-hmm.
But red as a primary color generally tends to be
a hero color.
Good guy color. Yeah. Same, especially blue, right? Blue especially is damn near synonymous with being a good guy. I can't think of too many bad guys that are sporting blue.
Does Ray Richards count?
No, unfortunately he doesn't. But therein lies the catch, right? Doom, for anybody who's actually smart, wears green, is a good guy. He's just a very he's
good,
a convoluted
good guy is a strong word. Good guy is a strong word. He is
hold on, let me talk about it. Yes, he's a very have you seen the recent stuff?
No.
There's a whole thing, and I literally keep it on my phone. A couple of these panels on my phone right now because I'm so sick of people thinking Doom's a dick. And that he's gonna oh my god, he's gonna ruin the world, blah 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 blah. Especially since there's this bullshit site that comes out is like, oh yeah, by the way, S.H.I.E.L.D. counts Doom as one of the greatest threats to humanity. It's like, first off, Doom doesn't want your damn humanity. He wants to make humanity better. But there's a page right now in the comics. Or actually a whole section of the comics where Xavier is trying to basically rally allies for Krakoa. And Krakoa already is just a bullshit nation, right? It's basically, you treated us like shit, so we're going to treat human beings like shit, blah, 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 blah. So they go to Latveria and basically Xavier tries to garner favor from Doom by basically saying, look, your godson, Franklin, is a mutant. The world's going to treat him like crap, blah, 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 blah. And hold on, I will pull up the page and I will quote what he says, because this literally makes Doom probably the biggest badass and the most, on point character I've seen in a long time. So what Xavier says, Latveria has not accepted Krakoa's deal, and here you are helping one of the most powerful mutants. We have offered cures, offered extended lifespans to your people, and Doom interrupts him and says, in exchange for diplomatic immunity, yes, Sam? I know.
Go ahead.
While I have little respect for traditional diplomats, Doom at least recognizes that they are the supposed exceptional examples of the underwhelming populace. You, however, have decided to make all your citizens free to do what they will in countries that come begging for your plants. Make no mistake, Doom recognizes the country of Krakoa, but I do not recognize that having claws protrude from your body makes you worthier than a human who dedicates their life to diplomacy and the study of culture.
Yep.
It's insulting. You are insulting Charles with this pretense of superiority. Doom will help this young man because it is what Doom wishes to do with his power that he has earned. So whoever is writing Doom right now is literally my favorite human being on the planet.
Okay, so what that is? Okay, so here's the thing. And that's the SJW mindset, right? So they're writing.
Well, Krakoa is the SJW mindset.
Right.
That's the whole
That's
point
what I'm
of
saying.
Krakoa.
They're supposed to be the good guys in this conversation. They're supposed to be the good guys. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So that's the SJW mindset. They're writing the heroes like they write themselves, and they're writing the villains like they would write us. You know. So, Doom saying that, you know, that doesn't make sense to the SJW mind. It doesn't. That's why we love villains right now. That's why villains are the best written characters right now because of that. Like they turned Red Skull into Jordan Peterson. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you just made Red Skull, you know, a better person.
You made a fucking Nazi.
You turned the ultimate Nazi into a Canadian who tells boys to believe in themselves.
Yeah. Oh my god. So speaking of Amora though, by the way, there's this great thing in the later the newer Captain Marvel stuff, right? Where she finds out that Amora's son from the future, it's a BS storyline. Is with her son with Namor of all things is basically going to end up dooming society and blah 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 blah. And Carol Danvers gets told by literally everyone, "No, I'm not going to help you." So she goes to Amora to get help. And Amora just laughs at her. Like, legitimately sits there across from Carol, you know, is Carol's explaining this entire thing. Amora's just sitting there sipping tea, right? Just like, I'm super done with you. I don't even care at this point. And Carol ends up finishing her whole sentence, and Amora just starts laughing to the point where she's crying. She goes, "Oh, you were serious."
Okay. Yeah. So, but like, see, me and Quirky here, we've known each other for years. We've known each other for years, and like we typically know what characters we lean towards as far as. Like she can probably tell you which character I'm leaning towards right now without ever hearing one of my podcasts here, and just looking at the designs of the Isom characters. Which one do you think is my favorite?
Oh God, what's his name? The dude that kind of channels Doom.
The dude with the cloak.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, yeah, he's one of my favorites. Yes, he's one of my.
Though honestly, he doesn't clearly have the charisma.
No. But like out of the characters that we've seen and we know about.
Oh, Yaira.
Yaira is one of them. Yes, she is one of them. Just based on design alone. But I mean, you know, Alpha Core girl supremacy. You know, because
of your obsession with Viper.
Hey, I like Viper. I like Hydra. You know, Hell
Hydra.
Hell Hydra.
Hell Hydra.
You know, but Hydra's always been an interesting group to me, especially after the original Captain America bullshit. You know, the new,
right.
With the new stuff where they're trying to take over the world, not as Nazis but as villains, right? And
thanks, boo.
And they got a whole army of people that are loyal to Hydra, and then you've got Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did that probably the best as far as Hydra goes in the MCU, and I know Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I don't care what you say though. Freaking Ward coming out of left field as, by the way, I'm a Hydra agent is the biggest piece of bullshit I've ever seen in television.
I knew bringing up Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was going to do that. So
I'm so mad. Years later, after the series is over, I'm still mad about it. I'm still pissed off.
Yeah, yes. And them hanging on to him being a villain was yeah. But Hell Hydra, everybody, Hell Hydra.
Hail hydration. It's hot.
But like I've always, me, I've always liked the villains more than I like the heroes. Always. They've always been the best characters to me, the best written. DC's a little different because I do like some of the heroes or the anti-heroes more. Like Deathstroke is my favorite DC character. But and Dark, I like Dark. I used to like Darkseid. They ruined Darkseid. But like sitting there and watching all the MCU movies, right? And you're able to pick out these characters before they even tell you their names, right? A lot of them,
right?
And it's like you sit there, but like, okay, go back and watch Amazing Spider-Man 2, okay? And they
listen. It's one of my favorite movies. Okay, I don't care what anybody says. I love Amazing Spider-Man.
Amazing Spider-Man 2. Or yeah. It's one or two, either one of them. They have Dr. Ashley Kafka in it. And it's an old white guy. Mm-hmm. Okay. They race and gender swapped. Race and gender swapped this character to an old white guy. Nobody says a thing about it because they don't know who Dr. Kafka is. Right? Until recently with the Queen Goblin. But they don't know who that character is. That's one of the things like that. I'm mad about that. I'm mad. I don't want to see. If I get to see Dr. Kafka in a Spider-Man movie, I want to see Dr. Kafka, not some retarded scientist. That's working for Norman Osborn. I don't care about that. I want to see the psychiatrist who works with the supervillains.
I would kill for a Doc Samson anything.
Yeah. But
Doc Samson is probably one of the most underappreciated characters in Marvel. And because he does so many good things for characters on a level that nobody knows because nobody knows who he is.
See, you say it's good to see other Rippaverse. There's other Rippaverse channels. If there are, follow them. I haven't seen any others. I'll have to check them out if there are. But
I've been sitting here in in a lot of these streams that you do, and I sit there and people make fun of the fact that I'm a girl, saying, oh, well, this is what you want. No, this is not what I want. I don't want to be portrayed as a freaking bulldog. Carol Danvers is not my Carol Danvers.
I am now demonetized.
I don't care. I'll give you the $5. Oh my god! I'll give you $5.
But I gotta throw up my donation tag now because I'm demonetized. Quirky just demonetized me for the 5th day in a row.
I give 0 fucks.
I've been demonetized every single chat, every single video I've done since.
This is why you don't want me around.
Since I did the what you call it, Guild of Calamitous Intent. Episode 1. I've been I know when it comes to me getting demonetized, every one of these videos is just gonna be hit. Every one of them in a row, just like. All right.
It's my fault. I'm sorry that I am amazing, and I literally am just angry at the world. I'm sorry. I'm mad and angry at the world for basically telling me what I should and shouldn't want. Like, oh my god.
But yeah,
you have a vagina, so this is what you should want.
Yes, but we're at 100%. Just follow me on Patreon, guys. Because
oh my god,
my videos are not going to change. Once I get to the monetization point in this thing, I'm gonna be demonetized the first week. I know it. You know, like hands down. I'm just gonna be like,
No,
okay.
you're gonna get warnings first. They're not smart enough to just demonetize you.
No, they'll just mark it as a kids or not for kids is what they'll do, and I'm like, it's already marked out for kids.
Listen, I'm literally just sick of this world basically saying, hey, you have ovaries, so don't you want to be treated better than everybody else? Don't you want to feel like you're superior to dudes? Like, listen here, bitches. Motherfuckers. I come from a very unique situation in my life, right? I'm from a family of all women. So whenever, these girls are just like, haven't you ever felt victimized as a girl? Like, I mean, didn't you ever told that you weren't able to do anything? Like, no, I didn't have that option. I didn't have brothers. I had a dad that taught me how to do electrical sockets and build things. He taught me real world, life-changing experience bullshit. Like, so I don't understand this whole, female depowerization, crap that they're constantly talking about. It's like, sounds like you just have shit people in your life.
And this is how Perky gets canceled. So
this is 100% how I get canceled. Happens every single friggin' day at work. I don't care.
Yeah. So
I don't care. Like, I work with a bunch of freaking, little snowflake people who don't actually understand how the world really works. I remember during one of the election seasons, how I had to explain how the Electoral College worked to somebody. And it was just, I was flabbergasted, right? I also work with a bunch of people who, when you use the word abreast of the situation, they're just like, did you just talk about boobs? Like, no! No, I didn't just talk about boobs! I was talking about staying on top of a situation!
So, question for the chat real quick. Can y'all hear my air conditioner?
You have an air conditioner?
Yes.
Lucky you. Lucky you.
I have 2. What are you talking about?
I have exactly 0.
It's true. She has exactly 0.
I have exactly 0. We have like the portable ones that are outside, and my family basically said, hey, what if we get the air conditioning out?
You can?
Like,
okay. So,
no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna just go and friggin' no, you suck.
Keep talking to him, Cookie. I'll be right back.
Okay. I'm sorry if I come off as crazy, guys, by the way. I fully acknowledge the fact that I'm crazy. And I own it to a ridiculous degree. But like I'm real big as far as being, God, how to put this? I'm very anti what everybody else in the universe, or at least in the state of California, thinks I should be.
Careful, you say that in this crowd and you're gonna have some simps.
I'm a woman, I play video games, they already exist, okay? I don't want to talk about it, but they exist and I'm upset about it. But God, I cannot stand the majority of California. I can't stand California in general. What am I fucking talking about? I was talking to a friend of mine who lives in Florida, and we were both saying how absolutely ridiculous both of our states are. For 2 completely different reasons. And so I work, obviously, I'm saying, I live in California. I work in California, which is like the biggest SJW BS, drinks the Kool-Aid state. And I'm not about it. I literally look at these people because guys do it too. It's not just girls. Freaking people in California are crazy. And they think that they're fine. They don't understand that they are actually like out of their friggin' mind. The news says the exact same thing every single day, and I'm like, what? Why are you feeding into this bullshittery of, you know?
How come you don't want me?
One of the biggest things around here is anti-cop, right? And I feel, you know, a little apprehensive talking about this because I'm so apprehensive about talking about it at work. But, you know, anti law enforcement, everything, to the point where a bill actually passed in the state to defund part of the Los Angeles Police Department.
And this is the part where I've got to remind you that no more politics. You know,
right?
Because yes.
Oh yeah, no.
Okay.
Listen. I just can't stand the people here. And so okay, since I can't talk politics, I'm gonna tell you about my experience at work talking about Love and Thunder.
There you go. There you go.
Oh my god, and this perfectly sums up the kind of idiots I work with, okay? So before the movie even first came out, I happened to really like the Marvel's Avenger game for like PlayStation and Xbox and everything. Because the character development and the storytelling is on point, even if the gameplay sucks. Right? And I remember they were just talking about bringing out Jane Foster's store in the game. And I flat out told these guys, you know, that were super excited about it, I don't care. I hate Jane Foster as a character. I can't stand her. I think that she's trash. Blah, 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 blah. You know, she has one of the shittiest story arcs ever. And this idiot that I'm talking to says, wow, that's a hot take. I'm like, first off, you're right. But also, don't ever say that to me again. And then he proceeds to say, I can't believe that you as a woman said that. Because it's one of the highest grossing comics that's ever existed. You know, the highest comic book series runs ever. I'm like, first off, that's a lie. It's always Spider-Man. It's always been Spider-Man.
Yep.
Spider-Man forever will be the highest grossing comic Marvel has ever put out.
Not anymore.
Because he's the everyman.
Marvel has put out, sure, but not anymore.
No. No.
Over time, yes, but not, you know, it does not have a single issue other than like the first issues that came out that are in the millions, you know, worth money.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But like not anymore, you know. It don't, and it's still one of the higher ones, except Miles Morales. You know, you can't,
don't even. No, we're not talking about it.
Oh, yeah, yes, we are. You can't give those comics away. You can't. Like, like I don't know if y'all caught the argument that somebody was trying to start with Rippa yesterday on Twitter, guys. But I saw it, I jumped in on it. I'm like, dude, he didn't say anything about Miles Morales this time. He didn't say anything. You know, so I ended up arguing with the dude. And I ended up making the dude quit by saying, you know, the game was a flop. Like, the game failed. But, what's up, Ronan?
But, okay, so going back to this. First off, so I literally had to pull up the actual, like, gross numbers of how many issues the Jane Foster stuff had sold, let alone, like, how much it sold, right? The number and so on and so forth. Because, you know, I hate the character. I fucking hate Jane Foster. and I'm not shy in saying it either. But so, so fast forwarding to now, a couple weeks ago, I'm sitting there talking to a bunch of people who are just like praising this movie, and I'm talking to this girl, and I go, "So, how was Love and Thunder?" And she just looks at me, and she goes, "Ah." I go, "No, really, how was it?" And she goes, "It was awful." I'm like, and this is why I'm not seeing it. She's like, I expected it to be good because everyone was hyping it up, but it was shit. I'm like, oh, okay. And it wasn't just her. The people that were defending the movie were the dudes in the room. It wasn't the girls. And the only reason that the girls were defending the movie is because it was a movie made by freaking Taika Waititi. I'm like, I've literally never seen anybody gatekeep a Taika Waititi anything. Like, why is that the hill you're willing to die upon?
Hey, look, I will gatekeep the shit out of What We Do in the Shadows.
You listen, I will say what I've told everybody else. Taika Waititi stuff is very hit or miss, right?
Yeah.
I love What We Do in the Shadows. What We Do in the Shadows is brilliant. I like Free Guy.
Right.
But his other stuff, especially stuff that he bases off of other pre-existing things,
Yes.
it's
a
lot. It's trash.
He can direct a Mandalorian episode, because he has rules he has to follow with that.
Right.
I am so worried about his Star Wars movie. Like, I'm terrified of it.
Me too. But like, you know, I'll even say this in Free Guy. Even he has this really nasty habit of throwing in too much, right? Of just putting in too many things. My biggest issue, so like, I have a very big love-hate relationship with Thor Ragnarok. As a movie, as just a standalone movie, it's freaking great, right? It's got all the high points, all the low points it needs. It's funny, it's entertaining, so on and so forth, as just a movie. But as a Thor movie, as something based on something that's already existing, it's absolutely the worst movie ever.
Well, like I said, they took two of the darker stories in Marvel.
Also, yes, hello, it is Quirky Cookie. I am the quirkiest of cookies.
What's up, Joker?
So, no, and they took two movies, but it's like, they tried to make a very serious arc into something really, really funny, because again, they were working off the model of Guardians of the Galaxy. Everybody friggin' loved Guardians of the Galaxy, but Guardians can be funny, right? Guardians can be stupid. It can be funny. But he took Ragnarok, which is supposed to be literally one of the most serious arcs in the Thor comics, and he made it into a joke. And on top of all of that, he ends up smushing it together with World War Hulk. Now, going back to what I said, where he tries to shove too much into a single thing, you can make those two movies. If you want a funny movie, you could 100% make a funny World War Hulk. Absolutely 100,000%, because the Hulk says a lot of really stupid, funny things, even if it's unintentionally, right?
Right.
But you can't do that with Ragnarok. You cannot make Ragnarok the end of everything into something funny. You can't. It's not something you should or should not do. And I was having this conversation with another friend that, you know, if they really want to, you know, be really PC, they shouldn't be doing that anyway with Ragnarok. Because within the last, like, 5 or 6 years, Asatru has become a legitimate religion again, right? A legitimate culture. And for those of you who don't know, Asatru is Norse paganism. The worship of Norse gods and the tenets of them. And you know, they were so into making sure that Black Panther was a cultural appropriate representation. Ms. Marvel is a cultural appropriate representation of all this stuff. Well, why the fuck didn't they do it with Ragnarok?
I mean, very, very true.
It's making fun of a religious event now. Basically, the you know, it's basically like turning Passion of the Christ into a comedy.
What's up, little movie perp? All right. I mean, The Life of Brian was the Passion of the Christ as a comedy.
It is, but it was also sold as satire.
Yes. But I mean, even still, you know. So hold on 1 second. I'm gonna play this again.
Your blood.
That's
Okay.
racist.
Your soul.
That's racist.
Your eyes.
That's gay.
That's homophobic.
That's black.
That's racist. Saying you're a
Okay. Yeah. Life of Brian. But you know, we've fuck, I completely forgot my train of thought after playing that. But anyway,
It's fine. It's
yeah.
me.
So going back to what we were discussing earlier about
the original topic that we've now
the original,
yeah,
since we got sidetracked here. Okay, Isom versus Yaira.
I told you.
Yeah,
I told you.
Yes. So I'm gonna go with Yaira winning the fight.
Okay.
Just because she seems more like a Captain Marvel type of character or a Wonder Woman type.
I know that I'm supposed to be arguing against this, but I'm gonna go with that just based on our conversation earlier with her.
With her, what?
being the crazy ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, crazy ex-girlfriend. 100%. She's the Amora of this universe, which is what brought about all this other.
Because I mean, just because for my tiny hamster brain right now, knowing nothing about this, that's just the image that's gonna forever be in my head. Is just she's the crazy ex-girlfriend until it's proven otherwise. And I will disagree with you on that one. If she wins, it's woke. Nah. If she's a legitimate badass, and they give us a legitimate fight, if she wins, it ain't woke.
But it's gonna be a legitimate fight.
Yeah, so if it's a legitimate fight, I don't think anybody's gonna win if they fight, to be honest with you. I think it'll draw because the draw for a comic book is to keep questioning who would win, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the Thor versus Hulk thing. Or the Thor versus Captain Marvel. No one actually knows who would win the fight because they always cut it short.
Well, okay. So there's different things that you got to consider. Okay, which Hulk are you dealing with? Which Thor are you dealing with? Which Captain Marvel are you dealing with? Like,
yes.
There's different levels to those characters that people don't know.
No, the answer is just always yes.
The answer is always yes, right? So it's. Is this one I hate superpower? No, is it Superpower Beatdown or the other one? Which one is the one where they vote to? Superpower Beatdown.
Superpower Beatdown is the one that they vote on. It's
the live. That's the live action one, right? One where they use most
yeah. It's Death Battle. That's the one that does all the crazy
Death
shit.
Battle. I despise Death Battle. Here's why.
Yeah.
So they will show the character with every one of their abilities. Every single ability that they've got, they will have it, even if it's canon or not canon. Okay, and then whoever wins either has more feats because of all those powers stacked up. They'll usually only do it with one of them, right? Like they'll only do it with one of them. The other one sometimes won't get everything that they've got. If they do it, they don't ever do a fair battle with it. Except for like Omni-Man versus Homelander, right? That was a one-sided fight that they put Homelander in. That was one-sided. He lost that before they even mentioned it.
That's the biggest issue I have with Death Battle is that they take characters that basically come from the same position in a series as each other, but then they never actually like equate them to one another. If you're going to have, these battles, you need to essentially balance out the scales, right, to have an even battle. So, I mean, obviously, I like Dragon Ball Z, duh. But I recently watched again the Thor versus Vegeta one, and you of all people know how much I love Vegeta as a character. Yeah. In fact, it ended up with me getting into a debate of whether or not Vegeta would be worthy, which 100%. And whoever thinks otherwise can literally physically fight me, and I will kick your ass into the street. And just the way that stuff happened in that fight just was so ridiculous. They're talking about how Thor has all of this time on his hands, and it literally just came down to, the fact that he's got more experience, blah, 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 blah. It's like, that's great and all, but also that in and of itself is not fair, right? If you want to have them on an even scale, you take a younger version of Thor. You take a Thor that's a similar age to Vegeta. And you give him the abilities of what that younger Thor would have had, which would have been comparable. Instead, you throw, Thor, who's thousands upon thousands, probably millions of years old.
Oh yeah, thanks,
from
man.
The comic.
Yeah, we're just discussing shit right now as far as it goes. Once the Rippaverse actually drops and we have more information, this is going to be 100% Rippaverse as far as it goes. Except for our Thursday night channel, which is our Thursday night show, which is the Guild of Calamitous Intent. It's just a bunch of nerds talking. So we're going to talk about whatever the fuck we want to talk about then. But most of the time, once the Rippaverse actually comes out and we've got a little more information, it'll be 100% Rippaverse. Right now, we just filling up space right now. Yeah. But yeah, I appreciate it, man. That's I wanted to be the first, and I did it. And I've blown up in 3 weeks. Like, I didn't even think I was going to get this big this fast, but here I am. So yeah. And my one thing I do is I will bring anybody who's a fan who wants to come on here and discuss something. If y'all want to discuss anything that's on your mind other than real world politics, I am not allowing real world politics in my show anymore just because of some bullshit. Yeah, something to watch before NFT, stuff like that. So, but yeah, that's really all it is. Is like we're bullshitting. I've known her for years, so we're just bullshitting.
It was supposed to be a debate, and it keeps going back. I was telling Darkish before, that he and I, as a unit in general, are basically like a bingo game where you just spin the little thing and whatever comes out is what you talk about because it literally happens all the time.
It is unadulterated chaos when we're talking. So
100%.
Yeah.
No one knows what the hell's going on, especially us. It just happens. But in as far as like, okay, so let's kind of go back to what we were originally talking about. Yeah. I want to hear what you want to expect out of this.
What I want to expect out of this comic book?
Yes. Because I have my own expectations, obviously.
Okay. My expectation is that it murders the shit out of Marvel and DC.
But that aside, what do you want story-wise? What do you want character-wise?
Okay. So I want real superhero stories again. That's what I want.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
100%. I want real superhero stories, not the bullshit that Marvel and DC are peddling right now in their comics. I want Isom to be a hero. I'm expecting what I can read in the ethics code. I'm expecting that to be held up, right? That's quality wise. Not I don't give a shit about money wise. If quality wise, I expect it to be able to be a better story than what Marvel and DC have put out for the past 10 years.
Right.
At the very least, the past 10 years. It might be, in the vein of New 52, but it'll still be better than what's out there now.
Right. Because, like, my thing right now, I am a Marvel fan, obviously, duh. I will probably always be a Marvel fan, but that doesn't mean I'm happy with the stuff that they're putting out, right?
Right.
I have gotten progressively more and more and more jaded over, the way that this is going. Same thing with a lot of shows, right? And I fully, just from everything that I've read, seen, whatever, I want this, and the easiest way that I can put it is I want it to be good again, right? I just want someone that I can root for, and whether it be a man or a woman, that's never mattered to me, right? I like characters like God. I like characters like Steve Rogers and Tony Stark as much as I like Carol Danvers and one of my personal favorites, Janet Van Dyne. I want a story that I can literally look forward to reading every time an issue comes out, right? I want a bad guy that is a clear and defined bad guy, but also has like that little tiny edge of, okay, I can kind of see where this dude's coming from.
Yeah.
I want a good story again. Literally every form of media right now is following the same bullshit, storyline, right? The heroes end up becoming the questionable bad guys or the questionable heroes, and the bad guys are too relatable. There's always some big moral dilemma that's ended up falling, and the moral dilemma now is, okay, is the bad guy really the bad guy, or is the good guy really the good guy? When it used to be that the moral dilemma was, do I save the one person on the train track or the 5 people on the train track?
So the way I define it, okay, so here's a hero. This is defining a hero. A hero will sacrifice you to save the world. Okay? A villain will sacrifice the world to save you.
And that's probably why I've always liked villains.
Yes. Okay.
To be honest with you, it's probably why I've always gravitated more towards the villainous characters, is because yes, it's the all for one for all BS thing.
They're both written as heroes of their own story. Right. If you can look at a villain's perspective to see, like, if they are the good guy or not, if they think they're the good guy, or if they may just be irredeemable villain, which is fine. Saturday morning cartoon villains are great, like Skeletor. You know what Skeletor is going to do. He's going to kill you and the world. Okay, if he gets the chance to.
I'm talking more in the superhero genre in general, by the way.
But like that's the difference, right? Okay, so a villain is going to sacrifice the world to save you. Whatever they care, you being whatever they care about, they're going to sacrifice the world to get it. A hero will sacrifice whatever they have or whatever they want to save the world. That's the big difference between the two.
I really like thinking and pondering about my characters, right? And that's something that I've always really liked. It's the reason why you know, a lot of people like Spider-Man. It's his hero dilemma of, do I want to be, Peter Parker, or do I want to be Spider-Man? But God, Invincible. Okay, Invincible was great. I loved Invincible. And he kind of goes through the weird moral dilemma of, do I want to actually like stand up to my dad? And he literally says, you know what? Yeah, because my dad's a bad dude.
So
but
yeah, that's how it goes, right? So if Invincible was satire it was parody of a hero when it first came out. It was a parody.
But you can also take it as its own entity, though.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it is. It is 100% its own superhero universe, which is great.
And as you have a little bit of everything sprinkled into it. You have the woke culture, you have the classic hero culture, so on and so forth. And it kind of blends it together. And I think that it does it really, really well.
Yeah, exactly. Perp. That's 100% right. So, not both of them can't win.
Right.
I love that. Right. If Rippa goes with secret identities for his characters, I don't know if he is or not. Like, I don't know if they're going to be publicly known heroes, or if they're going to be, have secret identities, anything like that. There's probably going to be a few of them that do have secret identities, even if, like, Isom doesn't. If everybody knows who Isom is, then okay. But because I've noticed that none of his heroes wear masks except for like Visor Man, Visor Man Supremacy. But I have to say it every time until we learn his name. But Visor Man Supremacy, Visor Man Supremacy. But until we learn about these characters, we don't.
I hope he's just called number 2.
I'm hoping for Alpha, Beta, and Delta. I'm hoping. I
would be happy with that.
I'm hoping for that. Like I'm going for. I'm looking at Eric July in his fandoms. That's what I'm looking at when I'm basing those characters, okay?
Right.
So they look like they could be military heroes. Viper looks, the Viper girl, she looks like she could be a full-on villain, but because she looks like Viper from Marvel. She does.
And you know what? Just for that, I want her to be a nice lady.
Yeah, right. Let Yara be the crazy one, and then let
Yara be the crazy ex-girlfriend, and let the Viper girl be like, "Hi, do you want pie?"
Right? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Because she's got the look of Viper. She is completely. She is completely, right? Just a nice person. Because it's never done. It's never done. Any character that looks like Viper from Marvel is always the coldest-blooded bitch you will ever see.
I want that trope stepped on. I don't think it will because he's going classic comics, right?
She is going to be the coldest-blooded bitch you've seen in any comic ever, right? But she reminds me of Viper. She's even got the green lips. I mean, she reminds me of Viper. But Yara being the crazy bitch ex-girlfriend, yes, 100% down for that too, right?
I like I said, I know that Rippa isn't going to go for like bashing that trope into the ground, but I really want it. I really want it. I might do it for a D&D character later on down the line. Just have this woman just like with this massive resting bitch face, just like, super intimidating, sharp eyes, and just be like, "Hi, how you doing?"
I'm looking at it like, okay, so she just came from the gym in that panel with her. She's coming from the gym to whoop his ass. That is where this whole theory comes from, is that she came from the damn gym to whoop his ass because he showed back up. Okay.
Yeah.
That is a crazy ex-girlfriend. That is a crazy ex-girlfriend that knows how to throw hands.
Literally, she's gonna be the man. I really want it. I really, really, really want it. It's probably gonna be something stupid like I can't say stupid, but it's gonna be probably something like they were partners or whatever. Yeah. But I really want her to just exude the crazy ex-girlfriend energy.
She is in that one panel anyway, and that one and some of the promo art for her. It exudes crazy ex-girlfriend. It exudes the Amora energy.
It does, and I'm so excited about it. I love it. God, I would love for the crazy ex-girlfriend to just come back and like be like, so about what happened.
Like this right here 100% needs to be a scene in the comic.
Football player. It's in your blood.
That's racist.
Your soul.
That's racist.
Your
Yep.
eyes.
That's gay.
I
That's
just
homophobic.
oh my
That's
gosh.
black.
That's racist. Saying you're a football player.
Like that is just that needs to be just the conversation that they have.
Yep. Yeah. Bitch, you left me on the curb!
Right, yeah. I mean, so
you left me at the goddamn altar!
That's what I'm seeing, right? Is the crazy
How dare you show your face in this town again?
Yeah, it's really too soon to speculate, but I'm just going by what we've got, what information we've got, what panels we've seen. The look on her face in every damn drawing she's got that crazy Amora look to her. Now that I look at it more.
Every single picture I've seen of her, when she's smirking, just scares me.
Yeah. So
I'm like, that's a chick that's plotting your inevitable demise every single second of the day. She's a freaking cat.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much. Yeah. So that's where I'm going with it. Like, until I have proof to tell me otherwise, Yara is the crazy ex-girlfriend that will throw hands, right?
Yep. Forever, until it's confirmed that Viper Lady is actually a Viper Lady. I'm just gonna think that she's just this nice little lady from Minnesota. Who just wants to...
All right. So here's what we're gonna do when the comic comes out. We're gonna read the parts. We're going to do a read through of the characters.
Am I gonna do it in a Minnesota accent?
We're gonna do a read through of the characters, okay, and just give them voices, right? So yes, we will do that once the comic comes out. We both got a copy, and I mean, anybody else who wants to get in on it, we will do that, right? Just to make it. Just to make a little comedy.
Oh my god!
Episode out of
it. She is now going to be Little Minnesota Lady. Until I am proven otherwise.
Oh.
Because this is the chaos I need in my life, right?
Yes. Okay. So long story short, we were going to start a podcast a long time ago together, and it was called Practical Chaos, and we never got around to it. But
I need it. It's like SpongeBob in the episode. I need it.
So
I saw Boston. Yes.
Thank you for the sub, little movie perp.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so, like, and just for the laughs of it, okay? Because I know you want me to do this.
Do it. I know what you're going to say. Please do it.
I will voice Isom's sister.
Yes!
Okay, all right. Just for the laughs of it. Okay. You know how excited she is over that, guy. Like she knows something y'all don't.
I know what's gonna happen. That's gonna be...
Okay, so yeah.
Oh my god, I'm crying.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So.
Hey, what clan you from? Nunya?
Okay. So I will tell the story now. I won't do the voice yet, but I will tell the story. Okay. Mm-hmm. So we were playing Vampire the Masquerade. And
oh my god.
she was playing a Ravnos. which is like a gypsy clan.
A gypsy vampire. So my chick was literally hitting on anything that had two legs.
Okay. So, yeah, she was playing a Ravnos, which is a gypsy, basically. Well, there's another clan in there called the Gangrel, and they hate the Ravnos. But the Ravnos fuck with them. The Ravnos call them their cousins, just to fuck with them. Okay, so I decided I was gonna fuck with the whole party. Right, and so I made a black chick be a gangrel, and it was this was just an NPC in the game. It was meant for a one-shot appearance, right? Because they were in Chicago. So anyway, now the game took place in Chicago. So black woman NPC, and I throw my best like black woman impersonation I can.
Sassy, stereotypical black lady.
100%. Stereotypical. Just I had them dying.
Well, I mean, okay, so just to be clear though, we had stereotypes for literally everything and everyone. Like I went full blown like hoarder gypsy mode, right?
Yeah.
Wants to fuck anything.
Yeah. but so anyway, so those two characters run into each other, and so the gangrel was like, what clan you belong to?
Nunya?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You wanna fight?
yeah. It's like, yeah, and it was just.
Oh my god.
yeah, exactly. You have to do the stereotypes to sell it. 100%.
Well, and in Vampire the Masquerade, they play into the stereotypes, right? They 100% every vampire clan plays into the stereotypes of whatever they're supposed to be. You've got like the Ventrue, which are basically like the snotty stuck up.
They are every vampire you ever see in any media.
Lestat.
They got the mind control powers, right?
Lestat.
I wasn't gonna make it. No, the chaos will destroy it long before. I just hope that I can reap the benefits of it and pay for my comic book, and then I'll start a channel.
I'll behave, okay? I'll behave. I promise.
Like I am demonetized. It doesn't even matter like that. Like that's why I'll be demonetized 12 times before this episode's over. But
I'm sorry. I'll behave. I promise.
But just in case, there you go. But anyway, so it was just this back and forth between us, and we had the whole group laughing just because we were.
I will. I promise. I'm gonna behave. Okay.
So
I'm good. I promise. I'm a good girl.
But I mean, we've got a ton of stories from Dungeons and Dragons. I really wish this was a Dungeons and Dragons channel, and I may start one after I get monetized on this one. I
will behave on a Dungeons and Dragons channel.
See, look, she'll behave on the one she doesn't have to behave on. That she doesn't need to behave.
Fine. Okay, but let's be real serious here. I'm not going to behave on anything.
No, you're not. No. 100%.
I'm going to try my best. I will limit my use of the word fuck.
I don't care if you do that or not. I don't. I literally have used the word retard about 20 times in the past.
Okay, but can we talk about the history of language here and how retard isn't actually offensive? It's not offensive! Especially nowadays, because, okay, so what became retard basically originally was...
No. Let's stop this one right here. And go on, because the more times we use that, the more times YouTube's going to hit me.
I mean, it originally was idiot and went to moron, and then that, and then now, it's evolved!
Yeah. So, but, I've literally used that word a bunch on here. Yeah, that was me the other day.
I hate the history of language. I hate the history of language.
That was me the other day, Boo Red. I called my reply guy retarded, and got
you just did it again.
And went to Twitter. Oh yeah. Yeah, 100%. He's a reply guy.
Like you can't get mad at me for not saying it, but then you go and say it. That's not how it works. What's this stupid double standard?
If I'm going to be demonetized, it's going to be because of what I say, not because of what somebody else says. Oh, there you go, Barrett. Thank you. Barrett gave me an honorary pass.
I'm going to just start throwing quarters in a jar.
There you go. We're going to have to set up a swear jar or something. I don't know, because...
We're going to be rich by the end of one episode.
Oh, yeah. But... Anyway, so I'm just
going to start calling it a wee!
Yeah, wee! We caught it.
Just a wee. A wee! Tardy. That's 2 words. Wee and tardy. WEE space TARDY.
Yeah. I know you do, Hell, and I do too. So
my favorite thing to say when someone is being stupid is just looking them straight in the eye, because half of them aren't smart enough to figure this out, right? It's just looking them straight in the eye and say, "Are you simple?" Because it's literally like it doesn't register with them. It's like simple means you're an idiot.
Yeah. But, so we've got a whole universe ahead of us and several dead universes behind us. Several dead multiverses behind us, as far as that goes.
I feel like they're the ones that the doctors are trying to save with their Hippocratic oath. They're like required to do it.
Oh.
They're required to, even though, the person is flatlining on the table.
Oh, yeah. 100% comatose. Family's okayed and it just won't die. That's the thing. It just won't die when you pull. Hey, I appreciate the $5 Joker, man. I really appreciate that, brother. All right.
Oh, man. I was good. Man, I had it and I lost it. This is your fault. I had something amazing I wanted to say, and then I lost it, and it's your fault.
But anyway, so going back to this, right? To
Isom.
Again. Well, we're not to the discussion we were having earlier, because we pretty much established that the crazy ex-girlfriend is going to win. But
Yep.
Going back to it, I mean, we weren't there for Marvel to originally come out, right? I was there for Image. I was a kid, but I remember when Image came out, and Image had the chance to kill Marvel. It had the chance to kill Marvel and DC.
Yeah.
It didn't. It ended up crossing over with them and joining with them because they couldn't generate enough money from the comics that they had.
It's like Fortnite. Fortnite is the horror of video games.
Yeah, well, no, I won't say Image is. Image, they had a chance to do it because they were built by 3 people that were disenfranchised from Marvel and DC, right? It was built by 3 people. Todd McFarlane, Jim Lee, and Rob Liefeld. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
They, at the time, they were very disenfranchised with Marvel and DC. But Jim Lee sold his portion to DC later. Todd McFarlane is the only one that's actually making money right now outside of conventions. Outside the convention circuit. Jim Lee, he ran the editing department for New 52. New 52 was bad, but it's not as bad as the stuff that's coming out today. I think that's why they keep trying to push it, but it wasn't as bad as, because there were some good stories that came out of New 52. But this is one of them. Like, we are at the cornerstone of history right here, where this is either going to leave Marvel and DC in the dust, which is what I'm hoping for, because it's going back to its roots. It's going back to superhero roots. to the origins of superheroes, how they're supposed to be, because there's no multiverse, there's no anybody can catch up by reading it. Yeah, Jim Lee is an amazing artist, but he's retarded. Okay.
You just said it again. Put a nickel in the jar.
Rob Liefeld is not an amazing artist, but okay.
Put a quarter in the jar now.
Okay, yeah. Quarter in the jar. All right. So, like I said, I say it about 20 times an episode, but it's spaced out. So, but Image had that chance. IDW had that chance. Boom Comics had that chance. They all had a chance to do better than their predecessors, and they didn't. Okay. But they were all motivated by the wrong thing. Okay. So Image at first, the reason it was called Image was because all the comics looked good. That's the origin of the name Image Comics, because they were made to look good. The problem with that is that none of them were storytellers. Okay. Robert Kirkman was the first storyteller to come into Image Comics, and you can't change my mind. Todd McFarlane told a good story for 25 issues, and then he let other people write it. But they're not they weren't storytellers. The comics looked amazing, but they could not tell a story. So they ended up having to cross over and all that shit. And Marvel and DC have always been uglier comics for the most part. Back then they were uglier comics, but they could tell a story in the 90s. Everybody in the 90s was almost dead. So anybody that says that Rippa can't compete, they don't know the history of these comics. Because Marvel should have finished DC. Honestly, Marvel should have killed the shit out of DC when they came out. And
the people who do the movies also don't know shit about the comics.
They don't. But the comics industry is failing right now. And then Rippa turns around and makes $3 million off a single issue.
Okay, real talk here for a second. All jokes aside, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to talk about, just for a second, Yaira and Viper Lady, right? We've been making these jokes about these two for the entire thing,
right?
And how we've been joking about what we think they are. I want these two ladies to, and this is just from a woman's perspective, right? Obviously, the guys are going to be great. I'm going to love Isom. I'm going to love, all of it because, whatever. And this is going to sound a little bit towards the feminist rant, but I can assure you guys, I am.
She's not.
I'm not at all. I like specific things though, right? Because people religiously can't write girls. They can't write women correctly. I want these two ladies to just be absolute badassdom. Because I'm tired of good characters getting shit on nonstop because it fits an agenda, right? They take a good, well-written, and this is unanimously with female characters because that's the big draw right now, right? Is that feminism is on the rise and women need to be better than men and blah, 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 blah. And I'm not getting into politics about it. I don't want to talk about it. I talk about it on a daily basis. But okay, so I talked about Carol Danvers earlier, right? So the original Ms. Marvel from way back when was a perfect character, right? She and going by the standards that they want to push in comics today, it literally makes no sense why they chose her to ruin. Because in the terms of what they want their agenda drive to be, Carol Danvers was a badass. She could, take a punch. She could throw a punch. She was body positive, and literally, there's things where Marvale at the time said something super sexist, and he threw her. She threw him through a computer screen and said, "Don't you ever say that again around me. I don't want to hear you ever say that again. And if you do, I'll pull out your tongue." And he's like, okay, I'm not gonna do it again. And they talk about how they want these strong.
That's why they ruined Captain Marvel, guys. That's why they ruined Marvel. She just explained why. Marvel was a little bit sexist for his time.
for his time, yes, but also he was a great character, right? He was a wonderful character. It was more to the point where they just played towards the more gender stereotypes of the time. And so, there's this whole push in movies to basically emasculate the male characters and push the strong female character thing, right? And they could not have picked a worse character to put in the first Avengers movie. They could not have. Because as far as someone you want your child to look up to, Black Widow is not one of them. I think I lost you.
Yeah, no, I'm here.
Okay, good. My computer lagged for a minute, and I didn't know if it decided to just boot everything out the window. Scarlet Witch, they ruined. They ruined Scarlet Witch in the movies. They kind of redeemed her in, WandaVision, whatever.
She was perfect before WandaVision. She was perfectly fine before WandaVision, and then they ruined her after WandaVision. Like, Multiverse of Madness just ruined her character.
Oh, they did. 100%. They basically went through, they fixed all the problems with WandaVision, right? And then they just completely took the dial back to 180 degrees.
Yeah.
Same thing with Hawkeye. They fixed all the problems with him. All right, take care. I will beg to differ on the Captain Marvel in the first phase. Mostly because she's too strong. She's too strong of a character for the level that the characters were at the time. I will say it until I'm blue in the face. I wanted Ant-Man and the Wasp to be in the first phase.
Yeah, the original Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I wanted the original Ant-Man and the Wasp. And I know why they didn't do it, right? Because Hank Pym is notoriously an abuser and all of this other, nasty stuff. He's also just a dick.
Do you want to tell the story about when we went to watch it in... Oh,
I don't know if I'm ready for this.
Okay, alright. So, anyway, I went up to visit her, and we went to watch Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah.
And they start showing Janet in the past, and Janet is one of her favorite characters.
I'm super excited about this movie, right? Because I'm probably the only person in existence whose favorite heroes are Ant-Man and the Wasp. But I was so excited. Because everything in the flashbacks were perfect, right? As far as Janet Van Dyne's personality, because she's one of my favorite characters, right? So anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Please continue.
But anyway, it comes to this one scene where they start talking about Janet.
Lawrence Fishburne. God damn it.
Yeah. And they say that she's a super genius. All that shit.
She's one of the most brilliant minds of our time.
And we both look at it like, what? Like, what?
I literally almost got up and walked out of the theater. No joke. I paused. I slowly turned towards him and was like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Wanted to get up and walk out of the theater.
All because they said she was smarter than them, right? Janet is not a smart character. She's not.
She's a clever character, but she's not smart.
Yeah.
And that's kind of her whole thing, right? She wasn't born exceptional. She's kind of like almost like a Steve Rogers in the fact that all she ever wanted to do was good. She wasn't super smart. She wasn't super fast. She wasn't super strong. She wasn't gifted with powers at birth. You know, she wanted to be super. Yeah. She wanted to help people. You know, sure, she's got money. She's a socialite. She's also one of the only characters who's successfully been able to manage like 3 or 4 different lifestyles at the exact same time. And it genuinely bothered me that they decided to relegate her to just being smart.
Yeah, you know, but like I called this when Marvel released Phase 1. I told her, I'm like, they're never going to show Ant-Man and the Wasp, which I was wrong about that, but they didn't show them the way that they should have been shown.
No, they did Janet Van Dyne a major disservice, and they also did a major disservice by making Hank Pym, you know, legitimately likable.
Right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, so Phase 1, we were talking about this. I'm like, there's 3 things that are never going to be in the MCU, and I said that is Amora the Enchantress and Ant-Man and the Wasp.
They ruined Amora.
They didn't even have Amora in it. It was Amora.
No, Sylvie from freaking Loki is literally an amalgamation of Lady Loki, Amora the Enchantress, and Sylvie Lushton, and 2 out of those 2 they sucked at doing.
Yeah. But anyway, so they were never going to have Amora the Enchantress, and they were never going to have Ant-Man and the Wasp. That's because of the whole abuse thing that went on with Ant-Man and the Wasp. Mm-hmm. So I knew that they were never going to have them. Then they brought Scott Lang in, and I'm like, okay, well, I see what they're doing here. Janet's dead.
Scott Lang's great.
Janet's dead. Okay, so Janet died in the 80s. Okay, I can deal with that. I can deal with her being dead before they show, you know, Hank going batshit crazy and abusing her and shit. Because that's just, you know, whatever. But yeah, I knew they would never. Being Disney, they would never show that. So
yeah.
Then they called her a damn genius, and this one about lost her damn mind over that. I mean, she was pissed off the rest of the damn movie about it because they called her a genius.
Mad. I was so mad, and I know it's something really stupid and really petty to be upset about, but God.
But it's just like me being upset at the Black Panther movie, right? Because we watched it together too, and I'm just like,
yeah.
I'm like, I hate this. I hate every moment of this movie. It wasn't
a superhero movie.
It's not a superhero movie. It is not right.
It's political garbage. The whole point of Wakanda was that it was supposed to be, you know, it's supposed to prove that just because you're from so-and-so doesn't mean that you're any better or any worse than anyone else. Everybody's an awful human.
Yes. But, I mean, it's just like, I hated that movie. Black Panther's my favorite Marvel character. I hated that movie. Could not stand it. And
speaking of Black Panther, I constantly have to correct people on the garbage that was Black Panther and Storm's wedding.
Yeah. But Civil War was the Black Panther movie to me. Because it
was a wonderful Black Panther movie.
That is the Black Panther movie.
That is exactly what Black Panther as a character should do. And should be, right? That's literally T'Challa.
Yeah, that is 100% Black Panther in Civil War. That's why I love Civil War. But
the one line, and it was the simplest line that he said in that whole movie that literally summed up his character, was, "I don't care."
Yeah. Hi, I'm Clint. I don't care. That was it, right?
Which is hilarious because, you know, comic book wise, Clint, Jan, and T'Challa are like besties, right?
Yeah.
Which is the funniest part of all because they're just a bunch of freaking nerds that like to, you know, gossip and bullshit about literally everyone and everything.
Yeah, the wedding. The wedding issue.
The fucking wedding!
Okay.
Oh my god, okay, so in the comics, guys, Janet is insistent upon marrying Hank. And I think this was like their second wedding or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was Yellow Jacket, and they've been fighting him literally like 10 minutes before this wedding.
Yeah.
And Janet literally throws a temper tantrum and says, "You will not ruin my wedding." So then it pans over. Hawkeye and Black Panther are her two witnesses at this wedding. And Hawkeye is just being real grump face, right? Just completely mad dogging, like, he should be going to jail right now. He should be locked up in the raft. And T'Challa just looks over at him for a hot second and then looks back over. He goes, "No, we promised we do this for Jan. We'll do it later."
So, but yeah, so I'm hoping that the Rippaverse gets back to that stuff, right? To where it's
I want it to. I really want it to.
Being superheroes, not superheroes being later Ronan.
Bye, Ronan.
So, but yeah, I'm hoping that it gets back to being superheroes, not superheroes being activists. You know, which I know we're not going to get that from Eric. Luckily, we're not going to get any kind of.
I just love his mission statement, right? Yeah. It's literally probably my favorite thing and one of my biggest draws to the whole thing, right? Even before I looked into like what the actual like series was going to entail and all that other stuff, my biggest draw, no joke, was just his mission statement of, "I'm going to do you guys proud. I'm going to give you guys what you guys want, what I want."
Right. And I know you're relatively new to this fandom, you know, Eric July fandom.
I mean, I actually immediately started looking into it the moment that you mentioned it. About like 2-3 months ago.
But I mean, you're relatively new compared to some
everything.
Of us. Yeah. I know you're relatively new compared to some of us. Like I've been listening to him for years. I found him when I was driving a truck, you know. At work.
Oh, really? That far ago?
Yeah, that long ago. I found him back then before the Summer of Love. But I was listening to Philosophy Tube, and somehow it ended up on one of his videos, and I'm like, okay, yeah. So I started listening to all of them that he had, and this is before he had his studio, right? This is when he was doing his long forum videos, like Nazis were socialist, you know, those types of videos. So, yeah. 2020 for a lot of people. Like his channel blew up in 2020. But it was like for me, I was listening to him back about 2018. I'll say 2017, 2018. Something like that.
That was
because I was listening to Philosophy Tube and I had like it was literally there were two that really didn't belong there, and they were the two I listened to the most. And it was, y'all are gonna laugh at me over this one. It's Lindsay Ellis and Eric July, the two hardest to cancel people ever to exist. Okay, but I was listening to Lindsay's like her movie reviews, and then I was listening to Eric July. So it was two very opposing like philosophies going at it, but you know, like I listened to both of them, and I liked it. Yeah, it was great. But yeah, that was just kind of where I was when I found him. I was driving, but. Yeah, okay, yes. Snowflake and Safe Space. Marvel, my God, those riders.
Oh my God, the new Warriors. Ah!
Like, that's so terrible. Like so bad. Like, I will literally go watch a sitcom that I have watched 1,000 times over picking up a comic book and reading it now. Unless it's one of my old ones or something I've read 1,000 times.
He goes to sleep listening to The Office.
Used to, yes.
Yep.
At the moment, it's New Girl. So,
of course it is. Of friggin' course it is.
Hey, it was Community for a long time too.
I know.
So, but yeah, like I will literally watch sitcoms over watching a superhero movie, watching a block, anything from Hollywood. But I'll watch an old sitcom. But
I have to watch that stuff though.
You do have to watch that stuff, and we're not gonna say why on here just so you don't get canceled.
Please, I don't want to, but I have to, and that's the worst part. Is that I sit here and I have my own opinions about this stuff that are
you can make speculations about her job, but we're not gonna talk about her job.
Yeah, no.
You can make speculations about it all you want though.
But I literally have to watch this garbage most of the time, and it's upsetting because I work with a bunch of people who are snowflakes and safe spaces.
Yeah.
And here I am actually understanding, what's actually happening, having a free thinking mind in this world. And just everything is garbage. And it makes me really sad, to be honest with you, and it makes me very, very nervous about how literally the entire world is going. Just because it is so bad, right? And the fact that there's all these kids essentially that, God, they're going to get hit straight between the eyes at some point in their life. And I'm looking forward to that day because, that's the calamity inside of me, piping up. But at the same time, I'm also really sad that it's even happening to begin with.
Well, I think that it's shifted back, the pendulum swinging back now. Except where you live, it's never going to swing back there. Unfortunately,
it's never going to swing.
I've
gone full blown ready for Hunger Games thing right now. Okay, I'm ready. I literally have been learning how to grow my own fruits and veggies. I'm like, dude, let's get some chickens. Let's get out of the state. I need to relearn how to shoot a gun. I know how to shoot a gun, but I need to learn how to aim. I want to learn how to use a bow and arrow.
Well, you're always welcome here.
I know. Listen, there was literally a point in time 2 weeks back, and I messaged you, and I literally almost asked, hey, can I if I showed up at your doorstep in 2 days, can I live with you? Yes. Do you think Mama would be okay with that?
100%. But yeah, yeah, 100%. And that's not an issue at all. Like I said, you're always welcome here.
Oh man, it was.
Yeah, see, hell, I grew up I'm still in Alabama, but I grew up in Alabama, in rural ass Alabama, surrounded by people who think exactly alike. They are still in the they don't have where nerds are cool here yet, right? But there's nerds playing football now, so it's kind of funny to watch. The nerdiest among them are playing football. Wow. There's people like me that are that I think football players are pussies, but looking at the football players now, they're all pussies. They're the nerdiest among them. And I wouldn't even say nerdy. They're the normies, the normie nerds, right? Not full on nerds like us. I used to be into MMA and boxing, stuff like that. I used to do that, so that's a lot where my don't give a fuck attitude comes from. But I was a nerd in high school.
My whole mindset at this point is, can I have reusable ammo? 100%.
Yes, 100%.
100%. Can I actually make it on my own in the middle of nowhere? The answer is yes. Because I knew a whole bunch of stuff beforehand.
Hmm? Yeah.
I'm just trying to add on that repertoire. I can build a house if I want to because my dad worked in construction. And again, I didn't have the option of having, an older brother or anybody do it. I was taught to do it myself.
Yeah. But, so we've got, I think the pendulum's swinging back for most of us, but there's always going to be those little pockets like you live in that are just batshit crazy. And they're going to be batshit crazy.
But they're 100 California.
Even when they are dirt poor and out of money because nobody's watching their shit, it's going to be it's going to just keep getting worse for you guys over there. So
100%, and that's why at my soonest convenience, and the reasons why I'm still here. At the soonest convenience, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm super out.
100%.
I'm super done.
And
I am beyond done with this state.
What's up, Sonny?
Hello.
But yeah, I mean, so I'm hoping for the best for this. This is like EVS is great, but he doesn't actually offer any competition to them, right? He's not trying to build an entire universe to combat them. He's battling SJW. So, but this one is built to kill Marvel and DC. It's built to kill the big two.
I need to step away for just a second. Okay, I'll be right back.
But yeah, it's built to kill the big two, right? So that's why I'm all about it, right? I'm building a Vertigo killer, which is a DC killer, but I'm building a Vertigo killer. Eric is building a Marvel and DC killer, a superhero universe killer. So I'm excited about that, right? I want to see somebody with that mindset succeed at it. Because he's already showed them that he can outsell them. In comics, anyway. I mean, they'll move the goalpost about the movies, which is ridiculous, but Eric's not making movies. He's making comics right now. When he makes movies, I mean, can y'all imagine that when he's making movies? The big two are killing themselves, yes. Exactly, they are killing themselves. We get it. We have to be there to pick up slack. Exactly. 100%, Sonny. But they're killing themselves, and Eric is just stepping in to replace them. And I'm building a Vertigo killer. Right? That's what I want to do. Vertigo's already dead, but, DC's not. That side of DC is not dead. It just got absorbed, more so. But I'm building something to kill that. And those are my goals. So I'm not building superheroes as far as my comics go. They're going to be all about the darker side, darker stories, magic, stuff like that. They're all going to fall into that vein. So there's that. Let's see. All right, Sonny Kim, you're new in the chat right now. Who do you think will win, Isom or Yaira, in a fight? Hey, that's cool. Do it. 100%. Now's the time to be a creative. It's the perfect time. You did a poll on this, okay? What was the poll? Who won, Barrett? Awesome, but only after he gets wrecked. Okay, all right. I like that answer. Evan, what's up? Well, not really a Yu-Gi-Oh, but yeah, kinda. I mean, I can make a card game. Yeah. But yeah, I'm definitely building a vertigo killer. Is the best way I can put it. And so, some people who've talked to me, they know what some of it's about. But awesome. Okay. See, I was going. I would have said awesome about 5 minutes before this chat started, but now I'm like, Yara's the crazy ex-girlfriend. She's got this in the bag.
I have returned.
Yeah, it is, Sonny. Poll maker. Okay, yeah. Advisor guy supremacy. Yes. Advisor guy wins all of them.
I agree. I don't know what we're talking about, but I really like Visor Guy.
Oh, I just asked the chat like who they thought would win between the two.
Isom,
and there's a poll right there where this question was asked. So.
Oh, who's everybody saying? You know, I'm gonna be nice, and I'm gonna say the heavy cool power levels. Just because, again, we don't know.
You say crazy ex-girlfriend, crazy beat strong, and we know this.
Listen, that's why they say don't put your dick in crazy. Yeah. Damn it! I said I was gonna be good.
Swear jar.
I said I was gonna be good.
Swear jar.
I know. I'm gonna be broker than I already am. I don't get paid enough for this shit.
Lord Panther, what's up?
Oh my gosh.
Isom's gonna win his first fight? Yeah, I'd say so. I don't think his first fight's gonna be against Yara though. I think it's gonna be against Alpha Core. I think she's gonna show up batshit crazy and attack him, and then Alpha Core's showing up. Right? Because like I said, she looks like she's coming from the gym. You know, she's ready to whoop that ass for him. Crazy ex-girlfriend.
Do it. Do it. I want. I already told you what I want to happen. I want them to be played against each other, and then just have that super awkward moment of, wait, you? No, you? What? But I thought.
That's gay. That's homophobic.
That's black.
That's racist.
Right. Yeah, 100%. I don't.
Dude, Visor Core guy. I'm sorry, Visor Core. Visor guy is literally just a fucking baller,
okay.
right?
Okay. The real boss of Alpha Core is the chick. Okay. She got that crazy Viper look. She's the head.
No, because until it is proven otherwise, she is a nice lady from Minnesota.
Okay. It could be deeper than that, yeah. But like I say, I'm banking on crazy ex-girlfriend just because she come from the gym to whoop his ass. All right. She came from her workout in gym clothes to whoop his ass. She didn't show up in costume. In that panel, she's in her gym clothes. She's coming to whoop that ass, whatever it is. So, Visor Core, yeah.
I would 100% support Visor Core.
Visor Core, 100%. Tell Visor Core.
Yep.
Yeah. So Helmet Dude is definitely the friend you can't take anywhere because he wants to fight everybody. Yes.
So me.
He's Wolverine. He's the
no,
Wolverine.
You me.
Yeah, he's you. Yeah.
He's me. You can't take me anywhere.
No. I really can't. We've been in several D&D groups together. All right. Several.
It's really funny because I'm the most chaotic person in any of these groups, but I'm the one that's like, guys, don't do the stupid thing.
Yeah. So we're playing D&D.
Guys, why are none of you picking up healer?
It all depends on the character. Like she's playing. I'm mostly running the games, but in my games, it's fine. It's 100% fine, right? I can tolerate it. I want to strangle them half the time, but I can tolerate them, right? All the stupid ass plans they come up with are great. Like, I wish you guys could play D&D with us. And
there was a game where my character literally kept a squid in a jar.
Yeah.
In a bucket, not a jar, a bucket.
Yeah.
Kept a little squid that had fallen from the sky in a bucket.
Mm-hmm. That's probably the least chaotic thing she's ever done. But
that whole game though was so funny.
Yeah. It was completely random. Like, I had a random generator. It was basically a gacha generator, and it would generate random magical items. So one of our characters was a centaur, and then he rolled the gacha thing the first time, and he got a centaur tail. And he's like, "This thing's racist." Like, yeah, it pretty much is. It's like, yeah, it don't like you apparently. What was the floppy coin? It gave a floppy coin.
The floppy coin that we couldn't figure out why it was a floppy coin.
Yeah. So, moral of the story: don't use a gacha generator in a D&D game. It's just chaotic as shit. But anyway, so going back to like this whole thing about Isom and Yaira. I mean, we got Alpha Core Girl. She's gonna be the cold-blooded bitch, or the nice lady from Minnesota. We don't know yet.
I would love for them to go against that stereotype, but they won't.
No, she looks like,
because the reason it's a stereotype is a trope is because it works. Right?
Yes.
And visual storytelling is everything in a comic.
What type of technologies do I expect? I expect all kinds of technology. I expect the modern world people to have regular weapons, and I expect the super science people to have lasers, the aliens to have lasers.
If aliens don't have lasers, I'm rioting.
Right. Welcome back, Hale. Yeah, it's going to definitely be more modern take on Earth, but there's going to be aliens and all kind of stuff in the future. The first book's probably not going to have anything past regular guns.
Yeah.
But there's definitely going to be aliens and some super scientists and stuff like that. That's just comic book stereotypes, comic book tropes, and the reason that they're stereotypes is because they work.
Yep, the reason that tropes exist is because they work.
But
That's funny. I would pay that. I would absolutely 100% pay that. Okay, well, it's been 2 hours. I'm laughing to the point where I have a headache. I'm now hungry, and I don't want to get hangry.
All right, we're gonna call it here. Y'all give a round of applause to Cookie here.
Oh, don't even. I am sorry that I am chaos incarnate. I apologize for everything and also nothing at the exact same time.
Yeah, definitely Hell is going to pick up small. But we're going to call it here for the night. We hit the 2-hour mark. You all been great. Thank you for coming to watch. Thank you for subbing if you subbed. Like, share, subscribe. And we will be back tomorrow. I don't know what time yet. I'll let
I
y'all
will
know.
not be back tomorrow.
She won't be back. No.
I will not be back tomorrow. I'm never invited back again.
I'll be back tomorrow. And then we will do our thing again. All right, guys.
All right, bye. Thank you for having me, even though it was.
Oh, anytime. Yeah, Captain Hungry about to strike. She's about to blow up California just because she's hungry.
Listen, can I actually blow up the state? I know that we said that we're going to call it, but is that an option?
I mean, eventually.
God damn it.
But,
okay, anyway, we're leaving now. I'm going to go get food. I'm hangy.
All right, guys. Be great. Rock out and peace.